absolutely pick his brain about the weirdest stuff. Like, what did you have for lunch? Like, why do you kill people with a blade? Is that like your whole shtick?
Hi, Jacob. How are you?
Hey, good. What's going on?
Good. Not much. Congratulations on this show. What went into your prep for this? When you obviously have a source material, and I know
Yeah.
there's quite a few
Yeah.
updates from the book. How do you go about that?
You know, I very much my girlfriend and I had read the books, the first book, and I would say that most of our first season is basically the first book. But yeah, I read that through, and I sort of I mean, like, for me, I very much related to Reginald on such a deep level that I felt like, just as an actor, just preparing for it emotionally and mentally very much meant that I just had to really dig into the sort of like past sort of like, you know, insecurities that I would have about myself and all those sort of like things. And the writing really made it a lot easier for us as actors to really convey the story. I think that is written so well that really you just have to like be good, and it'll come out great. So in that sense, I didn't do too much work, but the prep for, like, every single day was unbelievable. All the pages of dialogue, I can't believe Reginald talks so much.
So there's so many vampire things out right now. It's always been a
Yes.
fascination of people, but I love that we are getting this kind of fun new take on something
Yeah.
like this. But if you were to take Reginald and sit him down with any past vampire, what conversation do you kind of feel like would be the funniest of him kind of asking for advice?
I mean, if he were to speak to Blade, for example, I think that Blade probably wouldn't give him any time of day. I think Reginald would probably get under his skin really quickly. He's a very talkative person, and he's also like very like what's the word I'm looking for? He's very neurotic. So he'll like absolutely pick his brain about the weirdest stuff. Like, what did you have for lunch? Like, why do you kill people with a blade? Is that like your whole shtick? Like, that type of stuff. And I think that people will be very bored of him really fast. If you were to speak to Morbius, I would say that, I don't know, he'd probably wonder why you're so like weirdly like brooding, like it's just like unnecessary. So it's tough. Reginald is he's very normal. He's a very human person. He doesn't play into the vampire tropes. That's probably why like he's so different.
I can already see like a spin-off podcast or something of
Yeah.
just like at the slushy shack with Reginald, and he just has all these different vampires.
Yeah, that would be a crazy time.
I love that it's a mix of a workplace comedy that I love, sort of, with the drama of this vampire world. What was it like building the chemistry on set between all of you? And also, how many times did you mess up saying slushy shack? Because even I have a hard time saying it.
Welcome to the slushy shack.
Welcome to we did have to say that a lot.
Our creator kept saying Slurpee. A lot of people would say Slurpee, and we're like, no, it's not Slurpee. You're not say that.
Yeah.
I don't know if Slurpee's copywritten or not. I don't know, but
I think it might be.
maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Oops,
Yeah.
retract.
As you can tell, we all got along really well on set.
Yeah. We had too much fun, really. It
we
was a
did.
crime that they were paying us because we were just having a blast.
Yeah.
Honestly, there were times where they had to, like, especially with the big group scenes where like everyone in the kind of main cast was on set at the same time. God, it was like herding sheep sometimes because
Oh, yeah.
goofing off with each other and
Clown show.
Also, just like the fact that we were constantly, like, a lot of sets you'll be on, people will, after their scene's over, go to the green room, go back to their trailer and just do their own thing. But we were continually just on the sidelines, either watching on the monitor or watching like in like the room, because we just had so much fun and like laughing at each other, and like it was so enjoyable.
And then at lunch we would all hang out, and on the weekend we would all hang out. We became friends. It was such a gift. Such a gift.
And none of us are from Victoria either, so it was like we were all kind of like visiting the town together too. So
yeah, like summer camp.
Did anyone go to did you guys go to the museum, the tiny museum?
Yes.
I wish.
Yes, I did.
I love small things.
It is an incredible
It's a tiny museum?
There's a miniature, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to put that on my list if I ever go up there.
Passionate about it.
Yeah.
The vampire is defective. grotesque, and an insult to our purity.
Also, I have a surprisingly dynamic love life.
I want you deader than dirt.
Every relationship has its challenges.